Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Sheriff's detectives arrived to investigate one death, but discover two. The latest on a deadly night in South Bakersfield.
Fire crews still battling two fires along Interstate 5 near the Grapevine this morning. We'll have an update on the progress and how it could affect your commute down south.
A deadly heat wave is gripping the nation, now being blamed for several deaths. We'll have a look at your hot forecast across the country and here at home. This is Monday, July 22nd, 2019. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher and Kevin Charette. And you were saying, surprisingly, we were actually the cooler spot in the nation this weekend.
I had friends across the nation say, especially like on the East Coast, they said that they could not bear it because the heat index was like 110.
110, depending on the area. Good news is that heat is starting to kind of relieve itself east of us. But then now we turn on the heat here in Kern County with triple digits at least for the next 7-8 days. We're not talking 101. We're talking about 105, 106, 107. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the next several days, including today. Yesterday, well, we escaped the triple digits. We were at 99. It was so close. And our record on that date, 112, set back in 1938. And as we take a look at our temperature right now, we're at 76. No winds to talk about currently. And as we take a look at the temperatures for today, you can see we'll rise to the 80s by 9, 89 at 11. And then by 5 o'clock, we're going to be right near 102. 103. For the mountains, we're currently at 57 degrees right now. Winds just changing out of the east-southeast at 3 miles per hour. And as we take a look at your temperatures today, we are going to be into the upper 70s by 9 a.m. and right near 90 as we progress into the afternoon. We'll talk much more about this heat wave coming up in just a little bit. But first, let's get a check of the morning commute. We'll send that over to Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Taking you, we're having a look at your commute, and it looks like we've got a traffic hazard on the 2500 block of South Union Avenue, where it looks like a trailer carrying hay is rolled over onto its side. So it looks like they have requested county roads to go out there and then also tow that truck and that trailer. So just be mindful of that if you're headed out that way. Also, just be mindful that because of those fires that are burning near Interstate 5 near the Grapevine, that could close down some lanes on some areas of your commute down south, as fire crews are still down there. It looks like the number 3 and 4 lane is closed, southbound lanes between the Summit and Gorman. So be mindful of that if you're headed down that way. We'll have another check of your commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
It was a deadly night in South Bakersfield. The sheriff's office is investigating a shooting that killed 2 people. This all happened around 10 p.m. last night near the area of East Fairview Road and Garber Way. That's right near Rexland Acres Park. KCSO says deputies got a call about a man lying in the road, and when they arrived, they found a man who'd been shot several times. He died at the scene. The deputies searched the park for other victims and found a woman who'd also been shot several times. She also died at the scene. Right now, KCSO doesn't have any suspect description other than witnesses who reported seeing a white sedan speeding away shortly after the shooting. This all comes after Bakersfield police are trying to track down the suspects involved in a different deadly shooting this weekend. BPD says shot spotter technology was activated around 10:30 Friday night on Clyde Street. When officers arrived, they found a man who had been shot several times. Police described the suspects as 4 men last seen in a white Toyota Corolla 4-door with dark tinted windows.
Firefighters continue to battle flames along I-5 this morning. The so-called Tejon Fire is actually 2 separate fires. County firefighters say the flames broke out yesterday afternoon, less than 1,000 feet apart. These fires are burning along southbound lanes of I-5 just north of the Tejon Pass near Diaper Road. As of last check, the northern fire, which is the smaller of the 2 fires, has burned 75 acres and is 85% contained. The southern fire has scorched at least 350 acres and is 30% contained.
California firefighters have a new weapon to battle wildfires. C-130 air tankers that can carry thousands of gallons of fire retardant. Randy Cummings takes a look at how it will help in the future.
Pre-start checklist.
Flap lever.
0 set and indicated.
It's going to be seen worldwide of what we're doing here will possibly be modeled throughout the world.
It's being called groundbreaking, a new chapter in CAL FIRE aviation.
This gives us another tool in the toolbox to really protect lives and property is what it boils down to.
CAL FIRE, now the only fire department aviation fleet in the world with its own fleet of large air tankers.
Bring a match reverse. I need you to time.
We got an exclusive look at flight engineers working on one of them.
These firing.
These planes carry up to 4,000 gallons of fire retardant. The older, smaller ones currently in the fleet only carry up to 1,200. The improvement means these wings will stop wildfires faster.
Retardant is dropped in front of the fire. The fire burns up to the retardant and it slows it down.
Although CAL FIRE acquired them from the federal government a year ago, there are modifications to be done. Pilots are training now.
Large aircraft, a lot to be done, a very time-consuming process.
And once the modifications are complete, the C-130s will be kept in hangars across the state.
5:06 now, and a Tehachapi woman accused of killing her ex-husband is due back in court today. Police say Wendy Howard shot and killed her ex-husband, Kelly Pitts, on June 5th. The shooting happened after she reported him to police for allegedly molesting their 16-year-old daughter. Howard also says Pitts molested her older daughter. Police investigated those claims back in 2006, but the DA never filed charges. Right now, Howard is behind bars, being held on a $1 million bail. She's scheduled to appear in court for a status conference later this morning. And an Oildale man accused of killing his wife is set to appear before a judge today. KCSO says Nathaniel Robertson killed his wife, Lydia, with a large piece of concrete. Deputies found her body 2 weeks ago at their home on Sycamore Drive, not far from Ridgeview Park. Neighbors told 17 News that Robertson was emotionally abusive to Lydia, and the pair had a troubled relationship.
It's 5:07 now, making news across the nation. A dangerous heat wave gripping the country has turned deadly. Excessive heat's being blamed for at least 6 deaths. 4 people died in Maryland, 1 died in Arizona, and another in Arkansas. Several events across the country were canceled over the weekend because of the extreme temperatures, including the New York City Triathlon. People explained how they work to try and get a bit of relief from the scorching heat.
You just go from restaurant to restaurant and keep in the air conditioned and keep cool.
Yeah, the subway, especially the subway, because there's not that much air ventilation going down there. So, if they can kind of fix that problem, it'll be a better situation for everybody that takes the subway.
Get this, police in Hackettstown, New Jersey, even tweeted a request asking people to avoid criminal activity in the extreme heat because it's, quote, downright crazy. They said they'll all meet again next week when it's cooler.
That's definitely an interesting message there. Well, the hot weather also caused scattered power outages in New York City. Con Edison cut power to nearly 30,000 customers in Brooklyn last night. In a tweet, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said the power company took customers offline to make repairs and prevent a larger outage. The utility company had widespread outages in both Brooklyn and Queens earlier yesterday as the heat wave swept across the tri-state for a third day.
We've been sitting outside. A lot of the neighbors going back and forth. People have been sitting in their cars, just trying to deal with the heat.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was deploying 200 troopers, 100 generators, and 50 light towers to assist with the power outages in Brooklyn. And it's kind of ironic, but one North Carolina city shut down a summer staple because of the heat. Durham city leaders closed 3 outdoor pools yesterday, in addition to halting boat rentals at a local lake. A heat advisory was in effect as temps hit triple digits, and the heat index made it feel as hot as 105 degrees. One family was surprised to find the pools closed, but took advantage of the spray ground right next to it.
I was shocked. Went to Longmeadow, it was closed. Well, maybe it's just this one. And then maybe it was staffing issues or something, but we went to the second one, came to this one, and then I looked online and I saw that they were closed, all of them, because of the weather, which kind of took me by surprise because I figured the hotter it was, the more people are going to want to come to the pool.
And our nation's capital saw triple digits yesterday, but that didn't stop people from celebrating National Ice Cream Day outside. With the heat index approaching 110, some 150 people turned out to try to break a city record for the longest Sunday A local ice cream shop set up the event and appeared to break the old record of 100 feet as the length of all those containers of sundaes stretched out closer to 150 feet. Others tried to beat the sweltering heat at a nearby water park, running through the sprays, standing under the waterfalls, and wading through a massive pool of cool water. Those spray parks are a godsend in the heat with
absolutely.
kids. I mean, they can just get soaking wet and run around and have so much fun. And I don't know the reasoning behind closing a pool because, I mean, I guess maybe people playing outside is not advisable, but if you're in the water, that really cools you down fast.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But, one thing that those people have to deal with is the heat index. That's a number that they always have to pay attention to. We don't really have to pay attention to it too much because the temperature that we see in the forecast is the temperature that it's going to feel like. But for them, they're seeing upper 90s, closer, lower 100s.
It's
with
humidity
the humidity that it gets it to be 105, 110. So it's unbearable.
Yeah. Still ahead this morning on Sunrise, new audio recordings giving us a glimpse into the ongoing tension in the Strait of Hormuz, how Britain plans to respond to the seizure of its oil tanker by Iran.
And the moon mission craze is not over. The latest country to launch a spacecraft to the moon. And an update on how the mission is going. All right, let's take a look at your morning commute now. And we're going to take you outside to the 99 near White Lane. And as you can see, the traffic is smoothly running on that side of town. Once again, we have that one traffic hazard of that trailer that overturned that was carrying hay. And it's going to be on the 2500 block of South Union Avenue. Caltrans, or County Roads rather, is on its way. Also, just a reminder that there's one southbound lane that is closed this morning near the I-5 because of the brush fires that are burning near the Grapevine. So allow a couple extra minutes before you head out the door if you have to go south this morning. Hopefully, they're supposed to open that lane around 8 a.m. So we've got a couple more hours of that closure, but hopefully they'll be able to open it soon as containments increase on those fires. We'll have another check of your commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
If you're thinking about adding a furry friend to your family, we have an idea.
Our annual Clear the Shelters is back, but if owning a pet isn't an option for you, and you still love wet nose kisses and wagging tails, Tabitha Mills joins us with how you can take a shelter pup on an adventure for a day. You may remember Doggy Ditch Day, a new program at the City of Bakersfield Animal Care Center. We first brought you to on 17 News at Sunrise.
And we thought we would go one step further and show you just how the four-legged fun works. 17th Tabitha Mills joining us this morning with more.
Good morning, Maddie and Alex. It was probably one of the most fun assignments I've ever had here at KGET. And we here at KGET TV and our sister station Telemundo want to help local shelter dogs and cats find forever homes, which is why I signed up to take Tiger, a sweet mix, out for a few hours of fun and love. Take a look. After I signed up on the Center's Facebook page, I picked Tiger up and headed back to KGET. Now, the Center gives you everything you need for your day with your new friend. Water, a leash, and even a doggy seatbelt. After meeting everyone in the newsroom, Jim Scott, our associate producer Raquel Vega, Kevin Charette, and many, many more, I had a little work to do, and Tiger was a good boy as always. There he is with Kevin right there, wagging his tail. But I was working, and he just sat by my side while I got some work done. Then it was a little more tail-wagging fun, wet-nose kisses, as he met more of the newsroom. And then this top dog even met our top dog, our general manager, Derek Jeffrey. I anchored the noon show, and just Tiger hung out with everybody in the newsroom, Kevin Charette included. There you'll see him right there on our set as Kevin sits at the anchor desk. If you've never seen behind our anchor desk, there you go. And then our star of the show got a little airtime. He was a natural. We took him to Starbucks after that for a puppuccino, and if you don't know what that is, it's a cup of whipped cream you can order for your four-legged friends. And that's when our day ended, and I took Tiger back to the shelter where he's waiting to find his forever home. But he's not the only pup looking for a loving place to call home.
A loving home and someone to play with. I'm 17's Vanessa Dillon, and that's all Petey's hoping for.
There's nothing like going on evening walks or cuddling with your best friend on the couch.
If you ever thought about pet adoption, now is the time.
Remember the date, Saturday, August 17th for Clear the Shelters.
KGET and the Bakersfield Animal Care Center are teaming up once again to clear the shelters. The big day is August 17th, so make sure to save the date. Adoption fees are waived for the day as we try to find more than 200 pups and kitties a home, and we hope you will certainly join us then. If you'd like any more information about Doggy Ditch Day or clear the shelters, you can head to our website, kget.com. You can also head to the City of Bakersfield Animal Care Center. It's located at 201 South Mount Vernon Avenue and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Such a great program.
It must be so hard to drop them back off, though, because what a cutie.
I know. It was excruciating. And everybody here wanted to take him home. You know, if any of us had the opportunity to take him home, we certainly would have. So he's looking for a good home. He really is well-mannered and just a sweet boy. Doesn't bark, really. He was great on a leash. He when we asked him to sit, he would sit. Wow. Took treats gently. But he's a young guy. You know, he's probably under a year, so he needs someone who's got some energy, maybe some little ones hanging around, but he's a good dog.
Very cool. Well, I hope he finds a good home. Thanks, Tab.
Well, one company is taking changing diapers to the next level.
We'll explain how Pampers is helping new parents take care of their little bundles of joy with the diaper of the future.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. All parents have done it, pulled back a diaper to see if it needs to be changed. But thanks to technology, those days will soon be over. Pampers is introducing a line of smart diapers. The company touts its Lumi by Pampers line will track when your child pees and identify patterns. It supposedly works with an activity sensor on the front of the baby's diaper. That sensor sends information to a corresponding mobile app. The sensor will track the child's sleeping patterns as well. Pampers says the new line comes with a baby monitor and a 10-day supply of diapers. No word on how much it will cost. Your school-aged child may not want to hear this, but you as a parent had better get plans in place for when is the best time to start back-to-school shopping. Here's NBC's Chris Clackham.
Only a few weeks away from the sounds of summer, giving way to the sounds of a different sort, which means it's time to start back-to-school shopping.
Rule number one, wait to buy. Don't feel pressured to buy everything on your child's school supply list, before the first day of school.
Retailers are already wall-to-wall with their back-to-school sales, which retail experts say should be approached with patience.
Ask the teachers what's going to be needed early, what might be needed later on, because you'll get better deals in September.
Parents will continue to spend their money on the usual suspects for back to school. Think clothing and accessories, even computers.
But gadgets are also popping up on back to school wish list.
Gadgets include anything from cloud-based technology to even wearables like the Apple Watch.
Retail Me Not Sarah Skirball says those gadgets might add more to the $500 per child parents are already spending on back to school shopping this year. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that, school starts for so many kids in less than a month.
I know, a lot of people going back to work already who work in the schools, so it's coming.